All right, so we're back in the inner sanctum here at Sinister Speed Co. And yeah, obviously I got rid of my massive face curtain. Just want to do a quick update on the Wilbers LDC Nivomat suspension system that we installed in my 2018 Streetglide. So we've had a few weeks to play with it, to go out and push it. The weather's been great here, so we've gotten quite a few good rides in on it. I have ridden it solo. I've ridden it 2-up. It far exceeds my expectations in both, to be honest. I'm kind of an old school suspension guy when it comes to this stuff. I always feel like you have to be able to tinker with it. You've got to be able to fine tune it, adjust the clickers and all the good stuff. So obviously the Wilbers LDC Nivomat is kind of a self-adjusting system. So I wasn't skeptical, but I'm always leery of technology like that because I am from the old school thought train that you've got to be able to tinker with it. So this system, we'll get down here so you can see the shocks. So you can obviously see we got the backrest on and the passenger pegs are flipped down. So obviously I've been doubling it as well. So this shock has got a massive amount of adjustment, the shock on the right hand side. So you know, the only adjustment you really do have is obviously the preload. So if you like a firmer setup, run less static sag. If you like a softer setup, obviously run a little more sag. Now, if you're a little vertically challenged and you're worried about buying a set of 13-inch shocks for your touring bike, you got huge adjustability there. You could run it a little over sagged. The beauty of the Wilbers system is it will adjust for that extra sag or less sag. So you do have adjustment there. There's options also to do 1-inch lowering blocks. So if you, for example, had a very challenged inseam, you could run the 13-inch shock, get all the advantages of a 13-inch shock, the extra travel, the comfort, the performance. But you can get the back of the bike down that inch just to help you out with standing a little better when you're stopped or when you're trying to move around in parking lots or back up or whatever. So there are a lot of options there. Don't be discouraged by the fact that they're 13-inch. We can set them up just about any way you like. Now, as far as the ride goes, initially my ride, I pulled out, went for a ride, and immediately the bike feels so different. It's firm yet compliant. It is very controlled. I'm very impressed by the dampening. I'm very impressed by how the dampening will change to my rider conditions. When I charge a hard corner now, this thing just holds me right up. It gobbles up anything weird in the corners that you know, may have kind of skipped off or bounced around before. So performance solo riding aggressively is amazing. The amount of rear grip that it actually helps me get to is great. I have far less trouble with the rear tire wanting to break loose. So it is nice that way. Now, 2-up riding is a completely different experience as well. You load your rider up, you go for that ride. Obviously the suspension adjusts again and you're back to that exact same feel you had solo, so you can still charge corners. If you rode into a corner too fast, it's gonna be very predictable. But the comfort for the passenger is amazing. You know, I ride with about a 130-pound passenger on here from occasion to occasion, and absolutely zero complaints about anything that jars you, you know, no sharp bumps. It just seems to gobble everything up on the road. So can't say enough about this Wilbers stuff. It's going to be my premier suspension setup, honestly, for most touring riders. I think it is absolutely the best of both worlds, solo and 2-up. If you're interested in building a performance bagger, I think that this stuff also foots the bill for a performance bagger. Like I say, the harder I push it, the better it seems to adjust, and it really keeps you in the sweet spot in the suspension. It's absolutely amazing. I'm very happy with it. It far exceeded my expectations exponentially. So I recommend it. We do have the Wilbers LDC Nivomat for your touring bike in stock. So please reach out to us and And yeah, tell your friends. I think this stuff is absolutely going to set the touring bike market on its ear as far as suspension goes. It's certainly more affordable than some of the other brands out there, and the technology is amazing. So thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to, you know, like, share, tell your friends. Go to the homepage. The online store should be up in a few days, and we'll get you hooked up with some badass Sinister gear. And yes, I'll grow my beard back, I promise.